Dear students, today we'll discuss our next topic in this chapter number 2, electric potential and capacitance. The topic here is capacitance. We'll discuss about the term capacitance. We'll discuss about the conductor has different ability of storing the charges. Every conductor has different value of its ability to store charges. We'll see that what is capacity of a conductor, what is its unit, how it varies from material to material. Now, capacitance is simply property of a conductor, and likewise resistance. Resistance is the property by which the conductor has the ability to oppose the flow of charges that carry the current, that constitutes the current. Here the capacitance is again a property of a conductor due to which it has the characteristic to store the charges in it. Now the question that everyone wants to know, that how much charges can be stored in a conductor, or how much is the capacity, or how much is the storing capacity for the charges of a conductor. So we will discuss it. Let's say there is a conductor, this is the cross sectional view of a conductor. I have drawn the cross sectional view. It is having no charge over it, so it is a neutral conductor. In this case, charge is 0, Q is equals to 0. If there is no charge on the conductor, if there is no any net charge, then what will be its potential? Now the potential will be 0. Now from external source or any external source, I just want to put external charges on it. Let's say plus Q charges are being putting on the conductor. So as I put one charge, I will see Q increases, V will also start increasing. As the number of charge on the area of the conductor increases, it increases the value of voltage. Again I put some more charges here, then I will see the value of V goes on increasing. Again more charges are being put here on the area of the conductor. So charges are being collected over the surface of the conductor, and these number of charges, let's say now the charge total is Q. Due to this Q charge, the potential of the conductor has become V. In this case, we have observed one thing, that as we have increased the value of Q, V goes on increasing. So this shows a direct relationship between charge on a conductor and potential of a conductor. Now the next point is, we will discuss it later on when we discuss about the capacitor. Now here we just want to know that how much charge can be given to it. Will there be infinite number of charges that can be kept or that can be stored on a conductor? So just try to understand it with some numerical approach. Let's say I have given here 1000 charges. All 1000 charges got stored here over the surface, and its potential rise to, let's say, 10 volt. Okay, it's an assumption. Now again from external source, I have just add one more charge. Then according to mathematics, 1000 were already present, one I have externally given extra, so the total number of charge must be 1001, and due to this increased number of charge, the potential must have to be raised by some value. But what we have observed here, when we joined here with voltmeter, we see that on addition of one more extra charge, the value of V is not changing after this much limit. Till 1000 charges, as the number of charges were increasing from 0 to 1000, the voltmeter was increasing its value from initial to final. But at a particular point of time, when the charge limit is up to 1000, then the voltage increment goes on. That voltage increment is fixed at this moment of charges. Now if any extra charge is added, the number of charge mathematically must have to increase. With this increase in charge, voltage must have to increase, but here the voltmeter is showing a constant value. Now why it is? Again we have tried to put any extra charge, then we have seen the same result. Means after a particular point of time, as we increase the number of charges, the voltage remains constant. Now where the charges have gone, what the charges we have provided over the conductor, where it has gone, then just see it. Now let's say here are the charges on the surface of the conductor. Around the conductor there are air molecules. Here are air molecules, neutral air molecules are present. Now I just make this diagram on the other side to have a proper view. Let's say it is the surface of the conductor and here are the air molecules. This is air molecule. The air molecule are of neutral character. So plus and minus charges are embedded in these molecules equally. Now as the number of charges here increases, positive charges on the surface of the conductor increases, as we know electrostatic force will exist between the charges over the conductor surface and the charges inside the air molecule. Here the positive charge over the surface wants to pull the negative charge from the air molecule, but this force of attraction is lesser than the force of attraction between positive and negative till the number of charges has raised to 1000 coulomb. As the number of charges increases, we know that F is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square. Now this R is fixed, the Q2 is fixed, 1 negative. Now Q1, which is the charges along this surface. Initially along this surface the charges were 2. As we have increased the number of charges, the number of charges along this area will be 4. Again we have increased 8. Again we have increased, it becomes 20. Then Q1 becomes 20 and Q2 is simply 1. As we have increased the number of charges, charge density in a particular area of the conductor got increases, charges will increase and hence it will increase the electrostatic force of attraction. Charges on the surface will try to attract the negative charge from the air molecule, or you can say the charges on the surface will repel the positive charge from the air molecule, and hence what will happen, up to a limit of 1000 charges, this number is an imaginary number. For an example I have just taken it. Out of this, means up to this 1000 charges, the force of attraction between the air molecule charge and the charge on the conductor is not up to that mark that the minus charge will attract towards the conductor and positive will go in the air. But as we have increased the number of charge, as we have increased the value of external charge on the conductor, then that extra charge, the extra 1 charge will try to attract the 1 negative charge from the air molecule. And in this process, when this extra 1 charge will attract the negative part of the air molecule, the negative will come here and hence 1 positive charge will appear outside. So just think, originally it has 1000 charges, but as we have put extra 1 charge here, this extra charge will capture the negative charge from the air molecule and it just freed 1 positive charge in the air. So in this process, after this particular point, if you have provided lot many charges here on the conductor, it will capture the negative charges and free the positive charges. So here in this process we can see that up to a limit the conductor has the capacity to store charges, and in this case the limit is given as 1000 charges, and up to after the 1000 number of charges, how much charges got provided over the surface, it will attract the negative charges from the air molecule. And look here, we have provided 3 extra positive charges on the conductor, but the conductor has not those 3 charges on its surface. Where these 3 charges appear, these 3 charges are appeared around the conductor, that is the zone of surrounding, which is air. In air we will see these 3 charges. So we can say that a conductor has a limit of storing the charge. Now air, which is already an insulator, it has some positive ions in it. So at this point of time where the provided charges skip out the surface of the conductor and spread around the insulating medium, then this point of giving the charge is termed as ionization of the air molecule. So at this point of time we will say that air got ionized. Air got ionized, and the potential at which the air got ionized is known as potential at which it attained is called ionization potential. Is called ionization potential. Now one more thing you need to understand here, that up to a limit the air was an insulator, but after a limit it got ionized. So the property of air till the value it got, it remain insulator, is known as its dielectric strength. Okay, so up to a limit, up to a value of potential or the number of charges provided along a conductor, the air got insulated. But after a particular limit, the air around a material start ionizing, and on a conductor will appear outside the conductor after a proper limit. So this is ionization potential, this is ionization process, and this is the process of how much charge can be stored in a conductor. So in this process we cannot say that infinite number of charges can be stored, because after a limit the charge which we want to store on the conductor will appear outside the conductor. Okay, now one more thing that you can think about, that what happen if we have removed the air around the conductor. If you just remove the air and make it vacuum, when you just remove the air around the conductor and creates a vacuum, then in that case more or maximum number of charges can be stored. In that case, when the condition is of vacuum, then maximum number of charges can be stored. Okay, so this is the capacity of a conductor of storing charges. In next lecture we will see about the capacitance, capacitor and its different properties. Okay, till then, thank you.